Okay, so Sarah, I see you eat soup every day at work. Why are you eating soup every day? That's because I love to cook soup. So you make the soup? Yes, it's very easy to make. So you cook it and then you just bring it to work every day? Yeah, I just make a lot on Monday and then I bring it to work every day of the week. Oh, nice. So how do you make the soup? What's your secret? Well, I like to cook very easy. So I buy meat that's already chopped up, usually chicken and then some rice, usually brown rice, and then I buy some vegetables. So after I booked the ingredients, I cook them up and I put them all together in water until boils and add some season. Okay, so you say the water boils. So as soon as the water boils, that's when you put in all the ingredients? Yes, that's right. So you don't put in the ingredients before the water boils? No, I guess it's just easier for the water to be hot because then the vegetables and the meat cook a little faster. So how do you give the soup flavoring? I usually add salt and pepper, maybe some garlic, and depending on the type of soup, either maybe some soy sauce or lemon juice. Okay, do you put in the flavoring after you put in the ingredients or before you put in the ingredients? Maybe after, but usually right about all at the same time. Okay, so I just put everything in at one time. And then after you cook the soup, do you put the soup in the refrigerator? Do you let it sit outside? I usually eat some right then. And I also put it in containers for the week. But I let it sit in the containers out on the counter for a while for it to cool before I put in the refrigerator. Alright, and so you don't put it in the refrigerator until it is cool. Until it's about room temperature? Okay, nice. And then how do you heat it up? Do you heat it up in a pot or do you heat it up in the microwave? In the microwave. It's the easiest. Yeah, nice. So you make enough for 5 meals? Maybe sometimes. If I think I will get tired of eating it during the week, then maybe I'll just make enough for 3 or 4 meals. But if it's some kind that I think it's really delicious and I know I want to eat it every day, then I'll make a lot. Well, if that happens when you make the soup, you can make it for 6 or 7 and give me a bowl. Okay, I'll do that next time. Oh, great, thanks. Number 1. When is Steph going out with Jennifer? This coming Saturday night. Number 2. Where is the movie theater? In the Pine Street and then turn left and the movie theater is the second building on the right. It's next to the church. Number 3. What is the favorite restaurant and why does the restaurant become favorite? The Pink Flamingo, because serves excellent Spanish food. Number 4. Where is the location of the favorite restaurant? Starting from the movie theater, go south on Pine Street, cross 2nd Street, and drive to 3rd Street. You will see a parking lot on the left side of the street. Then turn left on 3rd Street and drive east. The Pink Flamingo is the building just before the river on the left side. Steph asked Jennifer out this coming Saturday night. Steph asked Rani where the movie theater was near the hospital downtown. Rani gives direction to Steph so he doesn't get lost. First, drive down 1st Street going west. Cross the river and keep going straight until Pine Street. Then turn left and the movie theater is the second building on the right. It's next to the church. Rani also recommended the Pink Flamingo restaurant which serves excellent Spanish food. Location of the Pink Flamingo restaurant starting from the movie theater. Go south on Pine Street, cross 2nd Street and drive to 3rd Street. You will see a parking lot on the left side of the street. Then turn left on 3rd Street and drive east. The Pink Flamingo is the building just before the river on the left side. The restaurant open weekdays from 10:30 in the morning to 11:30 at night, but it stays open until midnight on the weekends. Steph also asked where he can buy some flowers because he was going out to celebrate Jennifer's birthday. Rani said the only florist he knew was in front of the stadium on 2nd Street. A shepherd dog had a master who took no care of him, but often let him suffer the greatest hunger. At least he couldn't take it anymore, so he went and ran in a very sad mood. On the road he met a sparrow, and the sparrow asked him why he was sad. He replied that he was very hungry and had nothing to eat. Then the sparrow took the dog to the city to get some food. As they passed the butcher shop, the sparrow asked the dog to stand by the shelves until the sparrow picked a piece of meat. The sparrow perched on the shelf and looked around carefully to see if any more was watching her. She picked and clawed at the stick that lay on the edge of the shelf until it finally fell. Then the dog picked up and carried it to the corner, and they immediately ate it all. The dog and the sparrow went to the next shop to find some more meat for the dog. After eating a lot of meat, the dog wants to eat a piece of bread. The sparrow took the dog to the bakery and picked 2 loaves of bread laying on the window until they fell. Because the dog still wanted more, the sparrow took the dog to get to another shop and picked again for the dog. After the dog had enough, the sparrow took the dog to walk a little out of town. But because of the warm weather, the dog said he was tired and wanted to take a nap. The dog stretched out on the road and fell into a deep sleep while the sparrow perched on the bushes. While the dog slept, there came by a carter with a carter drawn by 3 horses and loaded with 2 casks of wine. The sparrow, seeing that the carter didn't turn out of the way, but would go on the track in which the dog lay. The sparrow shouted for the carter to stop, but the carter didn't listen and continued to drive his cart over the poor dog so that the dog died. The sparrow was angry because the carter had killed her friend the dog. The sparrow crept under the tilt of the carter and picked at the bung of one of the casks till the loosened it, and then all the wine ran out. Without the carter seeing it, the sparrow also alighted upon the head of one of the horses and picked at him until he reared up and kicked. The carter drew out his hedge and aimed a blow at the sparrow, but she flew away and the blow hit one of the horses in the head, killing the horse. When the carter went on with the other 2 horses, she again crept under the tilt of the cart and picked out the bung of the second cask, so that all the wine was gone. The sparrow perched on the head of the second horse and pecked at him too. The carter ran up and struck at her again with his hedge, but away she flew, and the blow fell upon the second horse and killed him on the spot. The sparrow began to peck the 3rd horse. The carter was met with fury, and without looking about him or caring what he was about, struck again at the sparrow, but killed his 3rd horse as he had done the other 2. The sparrow said she would disturb and punish the carter in his own house. The carter came home full of anger, and he told everything to his wife and said, "An evil bird has entered the house and brought all the birds in the world. Thousands of birds sitting on the floor eating up his corn." The carter and his wife were so furious, and they broke all their furniture without hitting any birds. Finally, they caught her. The carter gave his wife a hatchet and told her to kill the bird in his hand. And the wife struck, but she missed her aim, and hit her husband on the head so that he fell down dead, and the sparrow flew quickly home to her nest.